Okay, folks, it's Mike's Instant Movie Review. This one's not so instant. This past Monday, this is Thursday, one Thursday after Thanksgiving, I saw a wonderful film. It was the mystery movie. It was American Fiction. And when this movie started, so basically, if you don't know, AMC Theaters, Regal Cinemas, I don't know if any other theater chains are doing this. But basically, you pay your $5 and you see a movie, but you don't know what the movie's going to be. So this one was rated R. That's all I knew, and 2 hours. Now, folks, you know me. I was hoping it was going to be the Von Erichs movie, The Iron Claw. That would be about the right time for a preview of The Iron Claw with this Monday fucking mystery movie thing, because it's always a movie that comes out about a month later. However, this was not the case. So this movie started, and well, I know I wasn't going to be the Von Erich movie because they showed it in the previews. They showed the Iron Claw trailer, and I was like, oh, gee whiz, what's this movie going to be if not the Iron Claw, which I was hoping. It turned out to be a little something called American Fiction. So let's get into it. Well, first of all, I didn't really recognize a whole lot of the actors, except Keith David is in this. And interestingly enough, I haven't thought about Keith David in years, but over the Thanksgiving holiday, I had an interesting three-person conversation about Keith David versus David Keith. Two actors with similar names, but different, because they're dyslexia, okay? And I guess the David Keith or Keith David was in the Batman animation of some kind, or maybe he was in something else that we were talking about. But in any event, he's in this movie. So this movie is interesting. It's about a writer. Writers are always in goddamn movies, aren't they? Because the writers like to write about themselves. But this gentleman is a very intelligent man. He happens to be, but this is not just a happens to be, because it's a big plot point in the whole film, an African-American gentleman. And he's kind of upset because his books are not selling very well. But he sees that this lady, who's played, I think the lady's name is Issa Rae, who's just about in every goddamn thing these days. But she's playing another writer in this movie who's become like the #1 writer in the world, or at least the USA. And how do I say this delicately? She's kind of, really stressing the stereotypes, or the ghetto stereotypes that one might associate with folks. And she's using that to kind of accommodate or placate to the white liberal money people. And she's getting to be like #1. But her books promote all these, kind of stereotypes of ignorant people and poverty and so forth. And so our main gentleman, I'm trying to remember his name now, the character, he is thoroughly disgusted. He's disgusted with her. Yet their paths will intertwine a few times in the movie. He also happens to have how do I say this delicately, a homosexual brother, okay? And he's got a lovely older sister. So we meet all these characters. Now his older sister and him go out for a nice meal, and they're kind of sharing, their childhood, the 3 children. The dad was like, I guess, kind of abusive. The mom held down the fort as best she could, but now and she's suffering through kind of Alzheimer's, like all this family dramatics, right? Well, basically, spoiler, before we get much further, the sister character, I think she's been on everything. I think she was the wife on Blackish, or the mom on the Chris Rock I Hate Chris show. I've definitely seen her before. She's a very popular TV actress. I think she's the mom on Blackish. Well, she basically has a heart attack and fucking dies. So we have this very, we're just getting started in this movie, and it's nice to see this actress because she's doing pretty good as a sister, and then boom, pow, she's dead, okay? She dies on us. So what are we going to do with the rest of the movie? Well, we find out. So basically, the idea is that his sister was kind of, his emotional gravitas, if you would, and without his sister as the anchor to this gentleman, he's kind of lost. And now he has to step up his game his brother, the homosexual brother, is not very good about helping chip in money for the bills, and the mom has like, I don't know if it was a housekeeper or a fucking assistant or something, but the mom's got like this personal person who this other lady who's always there. And so what we have here, folks, is what you would call a family drama, okay? Then our buddy manages to find himself a girlfriend. She's quite literally the girl next door. This guy's about 50 years old, by the way. He's not a spring chicken. He's been around the coop a few times. So he gets himself a little lady friend, and everybody's fantastic, all right? So, but you know, this movie, it was long. I mean, it was a solid 2 hours, and for a movie, it's like, it's not a big Marvel comic epic. It's people, it's characters, it's dialogue, it's humanity. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. I think most people in the theater enjoyed it. How do I put this? I mean, I'm you know, kind of on the outside looking in here, but basically, the movie, I think one of the themes of the movie, especially with him reacting to the popularity of this other writer's book, is this feeling among you know, black people, basically, like, look, we're not stereotypes, we're not a joke here, we're not all, you know, gangs and Bloods and Crips shooting each other in the street and, you know, getting fucked around by the police. And so it's basically, and so there's some times, so the big hook of the movie, now I just remembered it, is that our main guy, our main author guy, he does the if you can't beat him, join him thing. Like, he's so disparaged and so dejected of the popularity of this woman's book, he decides to write his version of a book like this. You know, and basically he takes on a false identity, he takes on a writer's name, but he creates this whole other character that's like this street hustler with limited vocabulary and a lot of swearing. And then he names the book under this character, names the book Fuck, quite literally. So, and of course, all the white liberal publicists and book publishers, they all go gaga for Cocoa Puffs about this. They all love it because they think they're empowering the community or whatever. So everything he despises with what this other woman does, he does. And you might say, well, gee whiz. And all the money starts to roll in. So now he can afford to pay for his mom's to go to a nice senior center and so on and so forth. So basically it's like this, folks. If you like these movies that, you know, have real life situations, interesting twists, there is some fantasy elements, like when he's writing his gangster book, that's when David Keith comes in, or Keith David, as one of the fantasy characters. You know, like he's imagining the gang beating each other up. And so this guy's talking to me. Yeah. What's up, buddy? I'm okay, thanks. I'm okay. So everybody's got a goddamn thing they're offering. So that's it, folks. So what, did I like the movie? I liked the movie. I mean, it was good. It wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting the Von Erichs movie, but this was it. This was American Fiction. When it comes to theaters, I would suggest it. I would say this is a good movie. It'll have you thinking. There was a lot of laughs. One thing I don't like about some movies, folks, is when the characters themselves laugh in the film. Like, I think when a movie, especially a comedy, if the characters are laughing, I'm not laughing. You know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't have to detonate or denote a joke. But for this, it was kind of appropriate because there's a lot of, like, you know, good times types of stuff. Like, we're all having fun and everybody's smiling and all that shit. So I do say this movie, American Fiction, I give it a thumbs up. I thought